Hey everybody, it's been a while. A really long time actually. Um, so for anyone wondering, I'm now planning on posting more content and less of just highlights. Today I'm gonna be getting into an area where I plan to hit more often over the next couple weeks in March Madness. I'm gonna do my predictions on Jerry Palm's most recent bracketology, and I'm doing this today, and I'll come at you guys with another one either probably tomorrow or Monday. I want to wait and see when Missouri Valley Conference is over. That's gonna change some stuff, and I also want to see the there's a ton of AP teams playing tomorrow or today. So let's get into it, and got my bracket right here. Gonzaga obviously over Norfolk State there. Murray State and San Diego State. I don't know too much about San Diego State this year, but what I do know is Murray State all year has dominated, and I can see them making a little bit of a splash. I don't know if they can take down Gonzaga, but they'll beat that game, I think. Texas and VCU. VCU's been pretty good this year. Wake Forest will play them. I think VCU is gonna win that game. Really, VCU is not gonna be a 12 seed, so this is pretty inaccurate because, well, if they win the A10 tournament, they'll hop up, and if they lose, they'll fall out. So, but for right now, with it sitting like this, Texas has had a really tough schedule, but they've taken some losses. I'm going to go with the upset in this one and go with VCU or Wake Forest, the winner. And, yeah. Illinois and Towson. I'm not going to go with the upset there. I'm going Illinois. Iowa State and BYU. That's interesting. The BYU could fall out of this if they don't make it far in the West Coast Conference tournament. Iowa State. Neither team has got a very good record. I'm gonna go with Iowa State on this one, but I'm not a big fan of either of those teams. This one, Providence, is a pretty obvious pick. Notre Dame and Ohio State. Ohio State just took that loss to forget who. Nebraska, yep. They lost to Nebraska. They did just go out and beat Michigan State, but I don't like this Ohio State team. I'm going with what I like to see in Notre Dame. Kentucky over Longwood. If you want to go Longwood, be my guest, but that would be a pretty bad pick. Baylor, pretty obvious. Iowa and Creighton. I like Iowa. I think 8 is a little low for them, but Creighton could pull off that upset. This one, I don't know why, I'm just feeling Iona. I like that as one of my upsets. I think Iona is going to be playing hard because this is going to be one of the highest they'll ever get, and I think they're going to take advantage of that. Tennessee will beat Chattanooga. Colorado State and Memphis/Florida. I'm going to go with Colorado State in that one. Nova and Vermont. Not much to say. I'm going to go Nova. TCU and San Francisco. I am going TCU. And then Duke and Jack State. Duke. Alright, let's get up here. Arizona and Colgate. Arizona's really strong this year. and Colgate's just not going to take them down. Marquette and Michigan State. With Michigan State's loss, I think I got to go Marquette in that one. South Dakota State and St. Mary's. I picked both 12 seeds, but I'm gonna pick South Dakota State again. I like the 12 seeds this year. Yeah, I like the 12 seeds. I'm actually gonna go with UConn. I'll make that. I'll go UConn. Arkansas and Toledo. My opinion, Arkansas is going to depend a lot on today's game versus Tennessee. So, Arkansas for now. USC and SMU. USC is a strong team. I think they can handle SMU. Texas Tech and Texas State, a Texas matchup, but Texas Tech is a pretty obvious favorite in that one. Boise State and Xavier. I'm gonna go with Xavier in that one. I think Xavier just has the experience against these big teams, and I think Xavier can pull off that upset. But we'll see. I'm not that confident in that, but that's kind of just something I like to see. Wisconsin, pretty obvious over Montana State. There is a clear better team there. Auburn, again, clear better team. Seton Hall and Davidson. I am going to go with Davidson. They have been too dominant this year to let themselves get knocked out in the first round. They have dominated this A10 conference. They're gonna win that game. This is hard. I don't like Alabama. I think North Texas could be the Cinderella. And Alabama did just take that bad loss to the Aggies. They can barely pass over North Texas. Only because I don't want to send another 12 seed. UCLA. I'm going to go with the 11-seeded Miami of Florida. They have struggled the last couple years. I think they want to make a splash and prove that they still have it and they can be competitive in the A10 ACC next year. Purdue and Northern Iowa. That 14 seed is really just whoever wins the Missouri Valley Conference. Which I actually don't think that's going to be Northern Iowa. I think that'll be probably either Loyola or Missouri State. But either way, none of those three teams could take down Purdue. Yeah. 7-seeded LSU or 10-seeded Wyoming LSU. 2-seeded Kansas over 15-seeded LBSU. So now that's round 1. Now Gonzaga and Murray State. Sorry Murray State. I think Murray State's a very strong team. I think if they win their conference, they're looking at more of a 5-6 seed than an 8 seed. But in this scenario, they are the lesser team. Illinois advances past VCU or Wake Forest. So Providence will beat Iowa State and Kentucky. I think Kentucky wants to have a bounce back year. I think they can beat Notre Dame. I like the Notre Dame team. I hope they make it to the tournament. I hope they can make it far in the ACC. But I think Kentucky wants a bounce back year, and that's going to happen. Baylor will win there. And Tennessee will win here. Nova and Colorado State. I'm going to go Colorado State. They're not in a very... Actually, I like the Mountain West Conference this year. And I think that they're one of the strongest ones in it, if not the strongest. They have only lost 4 games this year. And, well, all of those were in conference. I don't think Nova is going to take them down. I think that Colorado State's going to pull off that upset. Duke and TCU. Duke. Well, TCU is more of a fight than Jacksonville State. TCU is not winning that game. Arizona and Marquette. I like the Marquette team, but I love the Arizona team. I think Arizona could go far. Marquette is just not that good. South Dakota State and Arkansas. I'm going to take a pretty big risk, and I'm going to say South Dakota State. I really like that team. They don't have the resume, but I mean, if you look at those numbers alone, I think that's enough to give me confidence in them winning that. USC and Texas Tech. I'm going to go Texas Tech in this one. Wisconsin, it's going to depend whether they can take the 2 seed on the Rutgers game and the Big Ten tournament. But if they can win both those, then there's no reason they won't be a 2 seed. Auburn and Davidson. Davidson's good, but Auburn is better. Bama and UCLA. I don't like Alabama this year. I think UCLA is going to win. Purdue and Miami. I like this Purdue team. And Kansas and LSU. I want to take a risk. I'm going to say LSU. Yeah, LSU really has been in the same spot a while. They have not made a splash in a while. But, I mean, that one is not really a logical way to define it, or like to defend it. They beat Tennessee and they beat Kentucky. That is 2 really strong wins. If they can beat Kentucky, I don't see why they can't beat Kansas. I'm going to go with it. Gonzaga and Illinois. No one is stopping Gonzaga from making it to at least the Elite Eight at this moment. Providence and Kentucky. I'm going to go Providence. I like this Providence team this year. I like them as a Cinderella, and I like them going far. They lost to Nova, but that was on the road, and that's not a weak loss. They'll be just fine. They are a 3 seed. Baylor and Tennessee. Baylor is going to take that one. At 6 seed, Colorado State and 2 seed, Duke. I think you can't bet against Duke, but Colorado State's a good team. Arizona and South Dakota State. Arizona's going to end that run, unfortunately. So, Texas Tech and Wisconsin. Let's go with the 3 seed again, Texas Tech. Again, it's going to depend a lot on Wisconsin's game against Rutgers today and how they do in the Big Ten tournament. But even though Texas might be a weak 3 seed, I'm going with the upset. Auburn and UCLA, I want to get one seed knocked out. If there's one seed I don't think is that strong, it is Auburn. On Purdue and LSU. LSU's strong, but Purdue is stronger. I like Purdue a lot. They're gonna win that game. Going on to the Final Four, we've got Gonzaga and yeah, I like Providence, but you can't bet against Gonzaga. Providence is strong. I could see them winning that game, but yeah. Baylor and Duke. Duke is going to win that game. I think a 2 seed is not a fair ranking. I think that they should be a 1 seed and Auburn should be a 2. So it's unfortunate for Baylor that they have to play Duke, but they do. Arizona and Texas Tech. I'm going Arizona. I like Arizona a lot, and I think that they've only lost 3 games, and they're in a pretty tough conference. they've had good teams in the past, but they're not like Gonzaga where they're back here every year. Like every single year for the last couple years, Gonzaga has been in the same spot. Arizona kind of wants to prove that they can play in this spot, and I like that. Purdue is going to win this game. Yeah, and then I think Purdue and Duke. I'm going to go Duke. Duke has been strong. I hate going with a 1 seed and a 2 seed. This 1 seed, however, is going to be Arizona. I think they're the team that's going to stop the beast this year. It was Baylor last year, and this year it's going to be Arizona. I hate having a 1 and 2 seed in the finals. I'd like to make more upsets. Maybe I can after we see what happens today. But right now, my champion is in Arizona. So that is my bracket. So yeah, I will probably do another updated version coming up soon, and look out for that, and thank you for watching. Let me comment down below who you think's gonna win, because my money's on Arizona right now.